Westeros!
And welcome to our Morning Throners podcast.
I'm Nelson.
I'm Jeff.
And we are your Morning Throners.
And welcome back to another episode of your favorite Song of Ice Fire podcast. We are your Morning Throners, and we got episode 5 on deck. Nels, how we doing?
Pretty good. We're in like the middle of the season where it's kind of the lull, right? You're building up to the end. So
this was, I think, the same exact score. This one to last one, 8-1.
That was the last one. I think it was a little bit worse. I'm going 7-8.
I don't think it's any worse. I think there's still a lot going on. It's another build-up deal, but it's a lot of the same. You know?
Yeah.
What would make it worse?
There's just a few things that I don't know. Just I really didn't make any sense to me. There's some stuff I did like. I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's a few things I didn't like.
You always have a precursor into disappointment where I don't. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean there was stuff in this one that like wasn't from the books that I liked, like the Frey lady being on the council. I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah. Some
of the Baela stuff, how Baela feels guilty about Jace. I thought some of that was okay. Yeah, some of it just like fell flat again.
Was it also her and Adam just trying to have like a side hookup right away then? They're just going to fly off together?
Adam seems, I can't tell if it's like brotherly protection over Baela or like,
yeah.
Or like, yeah, he's interested in her because he's looking out for her for sure. He's like, you just need to take a break. You need to get some food or whatever. But yeah, I guess we'll mention Jeff's on vacation, recording out of town. So if we have any weird audio quality issues, that's why.
Blame vacation.
And we're gonna try and keep it kind of short tonight. So yeah, let's just jump into it.
All right. So we get the Northmen. We get the Greybeard with Lord Tully.
Yep.
And they get attacked by Kristen. Now, we knew Kristen was going to do this attack, or maybe we didn't. You didn't from the books, or you did. I don't know. But
yeah. And I don't know. This is one of the things that in general, I don't know if this whole plot line like makes sense. Like if you look at the map, I don't know where the crossing they were just at was supposed to be. They're supposed to be going to crossing at the Stony Sept, and then like once they get to the Stony Sept later, and the bridge is already burned, Gawain's like, okay, I guess now we have no option but to go to Tumbleton. It's like, isn't that where you were trying to go anyway? Like how is that?
How did you cross? How could you cross? I don't understand the logistics of like even after this burning. How the Tullys then got ahead of them again to like put the traps down.
And the idea is the Tullys crossed and burned the bridge behind them so Cole couldn't follow. And that's why Cole's like, well, now we got to raft the river.
But Cole was supposed to be in front of them because of the burnings and whatnot. They knew they were going to go to Stony Sept, right?
Cole was potentially going to be in front of them, and then they did the thing where they put the caltrops down, so all Cole's horses got fucked, and Cole had to go on foot. And Cole decides to cut through the woods, like on a deer trail.
Yeah, but how did they get ahead of them to put the horse traps down? Is my point.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense really. The whole thing.
They just went from being burned and ambushed to then ahead of them with horse traps and whatnot.
Yeah, and they just kind of said like, "Oh, we're gonna do the same thing that they've been doing," and didn't explain how.
Okay,
but whatever.
Right, well, they did it. It worked. So we get to Alice then in Harrenhal. She does the old Batman trick. Throws a little stone and they come out of the cave, scares the...
Also, have we seen it enough now that she is the black goat?
I mean, yeah, it has to be. You can't just keep giving us the goat over and over again without it being a thing, right?
But at first I thought it was just like, oh, the goat's like a Harrenhal thing for I thought it was like a reference to Vargo Hoat. Because there was like a few, like, I think in season 1 or season 2, people thought there was a few references. Like there was 3 dogs one time. They thought that was supposed to be like Clegane, or did Clegane even never have... I guess Gregor kind of held it for a while, but then there was like the black goat thing. I thought there was like a few like hints of to like people who had in the main series held Harrenhal, and I thought that was what the goat is. But now there's just too many times where you see it, and then you see Alice show up.
Yeah, no, I think it's too. I mean, you could take it as canon or not, but that's what I'm taking it as.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that again, like I don't hate the scenes themselves. It just doesn't make sense that you have 3 people showing up to Harrenhal to fight Aemon. And the first guy's just walking the front door, no problem. But the second guy's decided to climb the cliff next to the weirwood tree for what reason? Like,
yeah, because there's nobody out protecting it or guarding it.
The first guys came in the front door, no problem. Like, why these guys have to climb the cliff? Like, yeah, I don't.
And she's like, "There's only a milkman and somebody else." But yeah, I guess I actually thought they were climbing the Vale when they were climbing it, which I thought would have been a lot cooler. Because I'm like, "Oh shit, why are we at the Vale?
What's going on here?" Yeah, me too. And then I'm like, "Wait, no, this is Harrenhal." Yeah. So yeah, this is just the first time 3 guys show up. They're looking for Aemon. Alice is like, he's not here.
Yeah, which he is. But Vhagar is not, which is interesting.
Yeah, Vagar's like been going off on solo missions, but Damon in the council later is like he's just got to eat. Like Dragon's got to eat. He's just looking for food.
Yeah.
He's not like So who knows? But yeah, you're right. She does the Batman thing. Calls the bats or what? Does she throw the stone and the bats come out and then
she throws a stone and then they come out? Yeah, classic Batman.
Look away, look back, and she's gone. That's the classic Batman is to look away, look back, and he's gone. And then she walks in on Eamon. She actually has him. He's been here the whole time. Like poor Cole. Like Kristen Cole is on like a suicide, like
can't get the right path.
Literally kill myself mission now because Eamon wasn't waiting for him at Harrenhal. And it turns out Eamon was waiting for him at Harrenhal. Alice just lied.
He's just dreaming. He's just dreaming in bed, waiting for Kristen Cole to come save him.
Yeah.
He's still got mommy issues. We're back to Eamon being like he's obviously gets cooler towards the end, I guess. Like he's fighting again. He's not like a scared little boy, but he goes back into his mommy issues pretty quickly.
Yeah. And he wakes up from a dream. We don't see the dream, but he's saying Aegon's face is on fire and he's dragging me down with him into the dark or dragging me down to the dark.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says she had saw it. I think she's talking about Helena here.
Yeah.
He says something to Alice about she saw it. And I think he's referencing something Helena had told him.
She saw me dying. I think he said she saw me dying here.
Yeah. Is there anything else in this part that's weird? He crawls on the floor with her and whispers mother.
Mother, yeah. That's all I got.
Yep. Then we go to King's Landing. Orwyle is going to check on Alicent, give her some tea.
Yeah, which we knew she was pregnant, Helena. And we also know that Orwell's done this for Alicent a couple times, I would guess. Or I'll make the assumption now from her.
I mean, she tells Helena I've drank this before. I just don't remember who it came from. Probably Orwell.
Yeah. Well, I guess he brought it to Rhaenyra then, or somebody brought it to Rhaenyra.
But doesn't she even tells Orwell here that it's for her, right? She's telling everybody it's for her. I don't remember if she tells Orwell one way or the other, but
I don't know if she tells Orwell or if Orwell even cares to know. But the weird part is, like, I don't trust Orwell that much now that he's like definitely helping Alicent, and he's like, oh, this is the last time. Like, I just don't buy it.
I trusted him less at the end of the last episode when I was like, maybe he's not telling the truth about like the Otto Ormond letters and stuff like that. But this one here makes me trust her. The fact that she's like, okay, Alicent, like we've been friends a while, so this is the last time I'm helping you. But from now on,
yeah, but you can't be helping the enemy and then be like, okay, now I'm done. Like you were still helping the enemy to that point without any word to Rhaenyra.
Yeah, but he's implying he's done now.
Whatever, you're still guilty for the first however long it took. But
sure, but Jorah was pretty loyal to Dany after the beginning part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, after the beginning part, which got him sentenced.
Yeah,
but she's not taking it. Helena's like, no way, this is my kid. Ain't doing it. And she knows that Aemon is still alive. She
at Harrenhal and alive. Yeah, he burns without fire. Is what she says.
But I don't even think Alicent gives that two thoughts. She doesn't give a shit.
I like Helena this season. She's like not.
Helena's always been cool. I feel like Helena's always been cool though. Even when she's been like kind of weirdy and like prophecy, like you can at least like every time she's on screen, you better pay attention.
I guess in the first two seasons, it was more like she had an issue. It was almost like she had like a mental disability.
Yeah,
and now
I see what you're saying.
I don't see that as much in this season. She's still weird and cool, but like. Yeah. I don't know. I like it more in this season, I guess, is what I'm saying. But yeah, she's cool in this episode. Just like oh no, he's still alive.
He's still alive. Doesn't budge on Moonty. But Alicent doesn't really give a shit. I don't know if she believes her.
Believes who?
Helena saying, like, when she mentions that Aemon's still alive at Harrenhal, like, she's only worried about this baby right now.
Yeah, when Helena says weird shit, Alicent's just like, okay, whatever, and moves on. Like, even like when she was like, I just want to have chickens. Like, that's not like a weird prophecy. That's just like Alicent being like, okay, you're Helena, whatever, moving on.
Good. We'll get you a farm. We got other things to deal with.
Then it's Rhaenyra walking to the hallway, and the Frey lady's there. Again, I don't think a lot of this is in the books, but Jace, we saw this earlier, Jace had promised the Frey lady Harrenhal in one of the early seasons, and she's like, what the fuck? Where's Harrenhal? And
yeah, that was ours, which has been the theme of Harrenhal as long as we've known Game of Thrones, except maybe for A Night of Seven Kingdoms, it never comes up, but like Harrenhal is just like, all right, fuck it, give them Harrenhal. If they want it, give it to Harrenhal.
How many times has Harrenhal been given to someone who never even sees it, right? Like the phrase that here we're given Harrenhal, and they never saw it. In the normal books, Janos is given Harrenhal, he never sees it. Littlefinger is the current lord of Harrenhal. He might have seen it at some point, but he hasn't seen it since he's been given it.
Yeah, maybe.
He hasn't seen it since he's been given it. Yeah.
yet.
But she's like,
But-
hey, you're on the council now. That should be good enough. It's kind of what Rhaenyra says to the Frey
Move
lady.
on. Come on, we got shit to deal with. And then the council's kind of a shit show again. I think that's kind of the theme too, is that like Rhaenyra's councils are shit shows. I don't think they're trying to give us too much confidence in Rhaenyra's ruling based off of her councils.
Yeah, and Lady, like, so the one funny part is Manderley the whole time is kind of like whispering to Frey, like, that's who this is. He's this person. She's the bastard of this guy. That's a dragon rider. That's the White Worm, whatever.
Yeah.
And then at the end, when it's all like, when it all went to shit, the Frey lady looks to him and he's like, is this how it always goes? And like, to your point, I think it's like meant to show like, yeah, this is a shit show. Like, this is so not orderly. No one knows what the fuck's going on.
The Manderley guy is awesome. He's in another movie. I think it's in Fantastic Beasts.
I think he is in Fantastic Beasts.
I'm thinking of Fantastic Beasts, and he's kind of a goofball in that one too, or at least he's made to, like he's the same person.
I haven't seen that one, but I think I've seen Balls of Fury, and I've seen people mention that he's in those too. Yeah.
I guess the important parts is Bela and Adam come with like little news, like the trail of Vagar goes cold. They can't find Aemond, and Rhaenyra's like, all right, go back out.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's locked in on Aemond. That's all she cares about. They're trying to talk about other stuff at some points, like the Gold Cloaks got killed and stuff like that. Rhaenyra just keeps bringing it back to Aemond. It is weird how Daemon is just like, that doesn't matter. Right? Like Daemon's like, we'll deal with that later. We'll deal with that later. Yeah,
Daemon's too much on the Gold Cloaks. I feel like he still thinks he is a Gold Cloak.
Well, even if he thinks that Gold Cloaks is the most important thing, I still think it's weird how dismissive he's being of Aemond. Like almost to the point where if I didn't know Daemon better, I'd think like, are you afraid of him? Like if this was another character, I'd be like, the only reason you're not talking about it is because you're actually afraid. I actually don't think that because it's Daemon.
You don't want to go get him? Yeah. Like you think he would have hopped on, been back to Harrenhal by now.
Exactly. Like if it was somebody else. Yeah.
Yeah.
Editor Nelson here. I actually didn't think about this when I was watching the episode, but just hearing me and Jeff talk about it, it was making me think, I wonder if Daemon is afraid to go back to Harrenhal, not because Daemon's afraid of Aemond necessarily, but more so because of what Alice told him. Basically, like, if you come back here, you die. Like, I wonder if he's taking that to heart. I guess it would be hard to show that on the show without, like, having a flashback to that, her saying that, like, in his head or something, but just something I thought about. So, here, besides that, what are they talking about?
They argue outside about, like, who's in charge. Like, you can't listen to me when you want to. Like, you're undermining me at every turn. And in front of the council now, which is probably even worse. That's Rhaenyra to Daemon.
Yeah.
And he's just like, whatever. But then we get news of Joffrey's arrival.
Yeah, and before they take it in the hallway, we were kind of saying earlier, Bela and Adam are there, basically giving the report. And Adam's like, hey, let us take a couple of days off. Bela's tired. She needs some rest. Let Daemon go.
Bela's like, fuck that. I'm ready.
Bela's like, I'm ready. Adam doesn't suggest that Daemon go. Rhaenyra's like, yeah, I don't care, whatever. You guys can take a day off. Daemon, get out there. And he's like, I got other stuff to do. And that's kind of when they go outside. So yeah, just mentioning that. And then I think I mentioned this last time. And I don't know if it's intentional or not. If it is, I like it. It's a good job by Ryan Condal. Rhaenyra's situation feels a lot like Dany in the books. And maybe I'm just saying that because we're reading Dany and Dance with Dragons right now. But like, what are the Sons of the Harpy? Like one of the main problems she's dealing with at the beginning of, they're killing her people every day. And she has to be like, pull them into the streets, walk 2x2s. And that's kind of what the Gold Cloaks are doing here, right? They're literally
it's not going well. They are 2x2, right? They're dying 2x2s.
Even in the show, remember, there's the parts where they're writing like Sons of the Harpy on the walls in blood. Right. Like that's literally they're writing Queen and Bastards and killing these people. It's like a very similar thing. And the whole, the reason I was mentioning it before was because Rhaenyra's kind of playing this, who do I please? The nobles or the small folk game? And that's what Dany is trying to figure out. Like, who do I please? The freedmen, the former slaves, or the wise masters who own 90% of the economy and everything?
There's no win because this could be either side doing the killings, right? Like she doesn't even know who's doing them yet. And from what we can see from this episode, it looks kind of like it's obviously it's Ormond, but employing the little people, I would guess, like the peasants, right?
Yeah, it's so weird. I feel like the reasons I do like the show, but I feel like the reasons I like it aren't because it's similar. Aren't because it's hitting the things I like about Fire and Blood, like this part of the book that this is based off. But I feel like it's the guy who made it, Ryan Condal. We know he's a big Game of Thrones fan, and I feel like he's putting in like...
He's hitting on those themes.
He's hitting on themes or like parallels from Game of Thrones. Even like the coin, right? This isn't in the Game of Thrones show, but the Daron coin is like a thing that drives Cersei mad, right, in the books. Right, and I think that's part, like, they're kind of going down that rabbit hole with Rhaenyra at the end, too. So, again, the things I like about this are things that this show does that makes me remember the main...
Why you love Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and it's not even the show. It's like it's reminding me of things in the books, like the coin thing. That's not for people who have only seen the show. In the books, Cersei finds a coin after Tyrion escapes. After Tyrion and Varys go missing, she finds a coin in
down in the black cells.
In the black cells, and it's an old Hightower coin, minted in the days before Aegon came, where it's like a gardener, like when all the kingdoms had their own king, so it's like a House Gardener sigil on it, which means it's from like the Reach before them, so it's a Hightower coin basically, or not Hightower, Tyrell coin.
Tyrell,
yeah. So yeah, just those parallels I think are cool. But yeah, so the gold cloaks thing, there's no wages. That is a problem. Again, I don't think they made it clear that the problem with the gold cloaks was because of the no wages. We said this at the end of the last episode, like the fact that the gold cloaks are being brutal and pissing people off. That doesn't feel like Rhaenyra's fault, and I feel like they covered it well. Rhaenyra and Daemon argue like, I didn't tell him to go crazy, and Daemon's like, well, it's kind of what they do.
yeah, right. They're kind of like dogs without a chain, right? And then Daemon's going back to them, which later on we'll see. But like, I like Daemon as a character. He's not like the biggest help. Like as like first in command, I feel like he's chopping Rhaenyra's legs out from under her a lot of places.
Yeah, I don't know if they're doing it on purpose either. But one thing I actually thought in this episode was like, yeah, no wonder Viserys didn't make you hand. Like you're horrible. Yeah, you're like a horrible second in command.
Yeah, you're like when I need you to like give counsel, you just like yell shit while you walk away, or you're just making decisions without me, and it's not helping me.
Exactly. She's like, hey, do this. And he's like, nah, I'm going to do something else. See you later. Kind of like SpongeBob. Yeah. It's like, I don't feel like it.
Yeah. No.
It's like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah. There's a reason you were the gold cloak guy, not the hand guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we move on to Aegon and Larys. The only thing I really got from this is that Aegon, sorry, you had more?
I was just going to say, they mentioned Joffrey's back. Did you have any thoughts on that? Like Rhaenyra's like, I'll see him later.
No, I don't care. Well, that's basically what happens. We see him laying in bed. So Joffrey's back. I don't care.
I just thought it was weird. Like, why doesn't Rhaenyra, like, it sounds like when the maid comes at first, like, hey, your son's back. He wants to see you. And she's like, oh, he must be tired. Let him sleep. Like, no, he wants to see you. And then she like it's almost like she doesn't want to talk to him, right? Like she doesn't see him when he's awake. She waits till he's asleep to go see him. I just wonder, is there a reason for it?
If there's anything, maybe she's like, I don't know, scared to start pouring into Joffrey like she did Jason Luke because she doesn't want to lose him too. But like, you can't just ignore him.
Yeah, she probably hasn't talked to Joffrey in person since Jace died, right? That's what I was thinking. It has to do with Jace, like not being able to look like your last son. With
it's probably like a scared to lose these sons type of thing. But like you can't, you're in this thing, right? You gotta dive in. But
yeah, you know what it actually made me think of it? It's a great scene from Saving Private Ryan when they're like in the church and the one soldier just telling the story about like how his mom would always come home late and he would try and stay awake, so he could talk to her. Yeah. And if he did,
and then he would pretend to be asleep.
Stay awake, he would pretend to be asleep, and he's like, why would I do that? Like he's like, I would do anything to just be awake and have that convo with my mom right now. It's like, like if something does happen to Joffrey, you can see Rhaenyra kind of being in that like,
what the fuck am I doing?
Why didn't I talk to him the day he came home? Type thing.
She would deserve it too. It makes no sense at all. So
but yeah, Aegon and Larys, they cut to these guys a few times.
The only thing I got from this is that Aegon wants to kill Aemon, which rightfully so, right? He tried to kill him on the dragons and killed him again, and they threatened to kill him again in bed. But like to see Aegon really want to get back at Aemon too, like for a second I thought that they were going to meet up and like kind of join team again. Like, all right, let's regroup but like I really think it's going to be like shots firing in all directions, like Spider-Man just said, everybody.
Yeah, this is one of the things that I don't know. I like the idea. I see what they're trying to do, where they're like trying to make Aemon jealous of Aegon and Aegon jealous of Aemon. Like they're both jealous of each other, but I don't know. It doesn't work for me. The whole Aegon wanting to kill Aemon, I see that, but like Larry's like, dude, your plan is what? We're going to leave this camp, walk 100 leagues. You're burned. We have no provisions. Like it's not going to work.
They don't get very far from Rook's Rest, it seems, because they turn right around.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was kind of dumb. Like Aegon, not for a sec. It's not like Jon Snow leaving where he's like, "Oh, I can go help out." Like, yeah, you could have. You could have gone and joined the war. You would have probably got eventually beheaded for a deserter. Like, this just isn't a possible. Like, no, Aegon, you will not get to Harrenhal. It's just unrealistic. So I don't know. That kind of took me out of it.
It is an interesting storyline that I don't know where they're going.
When it cuts to Aegon and Larys, it's funny though for some reason.
Yeah, no, they're two good characters. It's kind of like Tyrion and somebody, right? Like they just have that kind of whimsical banter.
Yeah. And I do like the scene with him later.
Yeah, later on is a great scene.
Yeah. Next one here is Alicent and the White Worm.
Yeah. I like that Allison like stands on business and like straight drinks the moon tea. Like, I don't think that's very, unless there's like some crazy side effects from it. Like if it really kind of like fucks you up if you drink it while not being pregnant, right? Like,
I mean, I assume it would. I assume it would fuck you up if you're pregnant or not. Like, I don't think you want to just be drinking. Like if you ask, I don't think girls want to be taking Plan B every day, right? It's definitely not good for you, right?
I mean, you could see she didn't enjoy drinking it. It wasn't like it was just a cup of tea. It was a cup of something nasty, and she like barely scarfed it down.
Yeah.
But I like that she kind of stood on business.
Again, in the real world, it's definitely not good for you. Even in the Game of Thrones world, there's implications that like part of the reason Lysa is so crazy and even like had so many like miscarriages and stillbirths is because she had to drink the tansy tea.
She drank it that one time. I keep calling it moon tea. Is it not moon tea?
They call it moon tea in the show. In the books, it's tansy tea, right? Because that's what Lysa always says, tansy. So, but it's the same thing basically. But yeah, there's theories that the reason Lysa was so fucked up is because she had to take that when she was young and it just fucked up her reproductive stuff. So again, Is that really important for Allison? She's probably past her childbearing days, but yeah. Again, kind of taking one for the team.
I don't know. They were pretty young, but
I'm not saying that she physically couldn't. I'm just saying she's not married. Like
she's not going to try to get married again.
Yeah, it would just be a problem, right? Just like it is when Helena has a kid. Yeah. So yeah.
Next scene, Kristen and the horses. The horses land on these crow's feet. However they got there. Yeah, I do agree with you. Like, that's kind of a weird thing. Like, when did they have the time to like plan all these crow's feet? Unless it was done preemptively, which it didn't sound like it was. So yeah, that whole kind of path of what they're taking, of how they're trying to get to Tumbleton first versus Cole's army, just doesn't make much sense to me. I need you to, if there's ever a map time, and I hate map time, it would be now. But
I looked at the map. Part of why maybe I was late is I did pause for a minute and look at the map, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. So yeah, I wouldn't think too hard on it.
All right. After that, Allison looks at her 7-pointed star necklace. We find out that this is kind of an escape plan, I guess. It's she bartered her 7-pointed star necklace.
Is that true? That's what she tells Helena. I feel like more like she just felt like she was doing something not like she felt guilty.
Yeah, like I don't know. She took it off, right? So she's not wearing it the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I'm not like a religious person, but I almost see this as like someone who's like really religious and wears like a cross necklace and then realizing that they have to commit some horrible sin in order to save their daughter or something. So they take their necklace off for that day or whatever. Like, I'm not going to wear this while I'm...
I guess. But yeah, I don't know.
That's more how I saw it. And I thought what she told Helena was an excuse, but I'm not sure. I thought it was a weird cut where all she did was take her necklace off and never put it back on.
Let's just say this. If she did give it to the one maid that was supposed to help them, right? When that person does come and be like, all right, it's time to go, the white worm catches him right away. So, you know, if she did trust that person, that person screwed her. So,
yeah.
The next one is Damon and Luther talking about just the gold cloaks. They're talking about like how we'll keep them invested. You know, they'll listen to me. I'm the Prince of Flea Bottom, yada yada. And then we find 2 more dead entrails cut out and guts laying on the ground. So very, like you said, very much Harpy style in the streets in broad daylight, which is pretty telling. Like, it's not even nighttime.
Yeah, and somebody says that later. Like, that's how Damon says that's how he knows it's not just like somebody acting alone. It's got to be multiple people. Yeah, because how else would you be able to do it with nobody saying anything in the middle of the day?
Right. I don't have anything really else other than that scene.
Well, yeah, it cuts from that to these guys talking. Somebody comes up and whispers to these guys who are at a table, and then they write a letter and send the letter.
Yeah, little kid. Little birdie.
And the letter ends up with Ormond and Daron in Tumbleton. So it looks like Ormond is behind this. He's the Harpy's son. What do they call it?
Yeah.
No, he's the Harpy.
Well, for sure. The Harpy, yeah.
For Danny, they're looking for the Harpy, who's in charge of the Sons of the Harpies, I think. So, yeah.
And then Ormond's building battlements at Tumblestone, ready for a battle at any point. And then we got Daron, who is now getting lessoned on Hightower history, and I think this is but also Martell history. We're getting Dorne history.
This is one of the things that didn't make sense to me. Like, again, the scene they're trying to say like Ormond is a Hightower, like,
let's learn
100% Hightower guy. So like, you have to learn about Hightowers, but then he uses a story about the Martells that I'm pretty sure the Hightowers were not involved with at all. So like,
yeah. I just thought it was a way to get a cool story in.
They wanted to tell the story. I like the story. The story fits. I just felt forced that the reason they get to the story is because Daron's been reading his Hightower histories. Like, this isn't a Hightower history. Just make it so Daron has to read his histories, and it's like just as cool. I don't know. I don't think you lose much there. I don't think it probably bothered most people, but like that's not Hightower history.
No, I mean Ormond was like Hightowers were there too. That's why. I mean, he gives you the reasoning that the Hightowers were amongst the people in the mountains, but definitely a cool story about Marianne Martell, I think was the name.
Yeah, the Yellow Toad. Yep. And this is true. This is from like the World of Ice and Fire. This is like this is pretty much what we know from the books. This is pretty much why Dorne is not in the Seven Kingdoms still when Aegon took over everywhere else.
Right. But this is different than like the snakes being like the snake pit time. Was that?
Yeah, that was the when they actually kind of took over. That's more. Yeah, that's actually after this. Yeah,
cool.
That's Baelor. Somebody said in the Discord this past week that these episodes are not following the books, but it feels like the showrunners are doing like fan service checklists almost. And again, I like the fan service checklists when you're going like thematic stuff or like parallels with like the gold coin and the Dany and the Sons of the Harpy thing. Some of them feel cheap though, but again, I'm a super nerd, so I like them. But like this one, they're playing Syvass, right? Like this is the Game of Thrones board game that is like sick.
Yeah, that's cool. I put chess in my notes at first, and I was like, that's not chess, that's Syvass.
It looks, you know what it looks like? It looks like Star Wars chess because it's like it looks like a circle board, and like the characters are all different, like big sizes and stuff. It looks more like Star Wars chess than anything.
I love that he just beat him in one move too.
They took like 2 or 3 moves. While they're talking, they took like 2 or 3 moves, but the thing that I noticed was it looked like he beat him with the dragon.
Oh, interesting. As he's talking shit on like, oh, we can win without, like, you know, the Dornish people have showed us that we can win without dragons. Dragon move, checkmate.
Exactly, and I think this is how they use Syvass in the books a few times too, where like Tyrion will be talking to like young Griff on the boat about like dragons and why dragons are important or not important, and then like someone's like, oh, they're not that important, and Tyrion's like, checkmate with the dragon, or what, you know what I mean? Or
I do like Ormond's temper too. I'm just waiting for like a time where all these characters get together, which I don't know if all of them will get together, but like Ormond's temperament with the rest of these characters will be fun.
Yeah.
And then we get the coin, which is, you hit on it. We now have a Daron king coin, which now you got 3 brothers kind of claiming that they're the king, plus Rhaenyra.
Yep.
So pretty cool.
The one cool thing is Daron wins, and he's like, like you said, Ormond flips out, and Daron's like, oh, I'm sorry. And Ormond like kind of collects himself. He's like, never apologize for winning. Kind of good. That's like kind of like, again, Ormond has like diamond in the rough advice sometimes. That's good advice.
Even though he didn't like losing, he might not be a good loser, but you know, he's still teaching in the moment.
And the other cool, just like Game of Thrones themey thing is when he tells the story of the Yellow Toad, like, oh, she snuck away and the dragons came, but then she would pop back out. And Daron's like, so is she a hero or a villain? And it's like, well, it depends on whose side you're on, right? Like,
right.
So, then we get to Helena and Jaehaera looking at a caterpillar.
Maybe, or on the leaves. Yeah, they were on the leaves. Nightshade.
So I don't want to go into it yet, but I think at the end of the season, this is going to be one of the cool things that, like, I'm sure hopefully a few people on YouTube, if not maybe me, will make a YouTube video on.
We're going to see a butterfly fly away.
There's something weird with butterflies in Helena in this one. She's always been like a bug girl, but remember earlier there was the scene where she was in the Godswood and she's like, oh, you shouldn't be this early. Like, it's only springtime or something like that. And I thought she was talking about a flower blooming. I think she was talking about a caterpillar in a cocoon. Like, you shouldn't be in a cocoon this time of year or whatever. And that was the same time she had the book open to the butterflies at Noth, right? Which people say those are the butterflies that can kill you, which is why everyone at Noth dies.
She's just breeding killer butterflies.
And in this scene, what she tells Jaehaera is, "Ooh, don't touch that caterpillar. If you touch that, it would kill us because this caterpillar eats the leaves of the nightshade." And I think nightshade is actually one of the poisons Tyrion learns about in the normal book series. So again, I think we're being pretty lore accurate as far as I can tell so far. And it's like, I don't know. It seems like Helena might be raising Noth butterflies in the Godswood and they're like poison. And no one knows they're poison except for Helena.
Helena's just going to start blowing butterflies at people. Queen Helena of the butterfly.
If Helena somehow like killed somebody on the black side with like a butterfly or something, I don't know. Like, I would love that, right? Especially because they're building it up and it's very book lore accurate. I just don't know how that would hit with like the non-book fans. Like, that feels like kind of like out of nowhere. Like, while I would love it, I don't know if, you know what I mean? I don't know if that would hit for...
The people that are staying true to Fire and Blood or Ice and whatever the history one's called. Yeah, I don't think they would like it.
Yeah. So I think it's more like a wink and a nod to the super nerds, but I don't think it's something they're going to make a major plot
Maybe just like a guard. Maybe they just kill a guard with it so that they can... I don't know. They're trapped in the tunnels right now, which is pretty dope. I don't want you to obviously spoil that part on me, but if they do get out...
I think it's more. I think what the butterfly thing is more Ryan. Like I said, Ryan Connell, the guy who makes the show, he's a huge fan, and I think I got probably geeked up on it in season 1 or 2. But there's a part where I think it's when Larry's first talks to Allison, and he like goes up. There's like a weird flower in the Godswood, and he's like, "Oh, this flower is out of place here. It shouldn't actually bloom in this area or whatever." And he's talking about how Allison doesn't belong at King's Landing. It's a metaphor for that. But then later in that same episode, I think Daron is sitting and talking to Rhaenyra, and there's like a mural of lemon trees in the background that's the whole lemon tree thing, is lemon trees don't grow where they're supposed to. So again, I think that's more like a wink and a nod. That's not going to be a plot point in Dance with Dragons. But it's, if you're looking for it, you can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But they're going to leave, and they're going to leave through Bela's room because she's out hunting, which I don't think I guess she is. She was when we next see her.
Yeah.
But they're going to leave, right? And she's like, no way, I'm not leaving without Jaehaera. And then basically like, fuck you, Allison. Like, I know you don't plan on bringing Jaehaera. Like, you're lying to me.
Yeah. And she says you always look away when you lie.
Yeah. Classic tell.
Do you remember what Kat tells Bran? Is what made me think of.
You always look at your feet.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what this line made me think of. Going the other way.
Yeah. Then we get Bela and Adam, and they just talk about like, oh, I'm screwed. I was supposed to be queen. Now I'm a dragon rider. Adam's like, all right, well, we'll flee then. It was kind of weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a dragon rider. Rhaenyra, she's basically saying Rhaenyra blames me for Jace. It's like, okay, well, Rhaenyra can't blame everybody.
Yeah, I don't think that's happened.
I don't think she blames Bela for Jace. I think she blames Bela for going along with Jace locking her in the room.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
Yeah, which is slightly different, but I think it's along the same lines. But yeah, she's like, if you get in trouble, we'll just fly off and be in exile together, and then that's kind of it.
Which I was like, is that vibes? Are they dating? Is that dating vibes? Does he like her?
It did make me realize, like, dang, like, you know, I feel like it's like a meme. It's like, this is what the world would be like if blah 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 blah, and it's like just like a picture of like a utopia. You know what I mean?
No, I don't know. Never seen it.
But like, I feel like this is the world if Jace let Rhaenyra go and Jace and Bela became king. Like, Bela would be the most badass queen ever. Like there would be no problems in Westeros if Bela was queen.
Okay, I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at. Yeah. Back at Harrenhal with Aemon and Alice. Aemon's still scared, especially because Vhagar's gone, which he's hearing like dragon noises throughout Harrenhal, which he wakes up because of a Vhagar dream, right? Vhagar opens his eye.
Yep.
And so I don't have much other than he reminisces on being a child and how he looked up to Aegon. And I really kind of like both brothers reminiscing about how their childhood, even though, I mean, I think Aegon is for sure, and Larys just kicks him in the knees, which is great. But Aemon, I think, has a little bit of truth, right? Like, they did make fun of him. We saw him getting tormented by all the boys that had dragons, and then they cut his eye out, and then he, don't really know why he had such severe mommy issues, but he did. So
yeah, and I feel like they were trying to explain that, and maybe I'm just dumb and didn't get it. Like,
yeah,
you're right, they picked on him, but he basically said, like, the way I took it to see was like I worshipped him, meaning Aegon. Mm-hmm. When and why? Like, kind of what Aegon says is Aemon was always better than me at everything.
I mean, like, I think like looking up to like your big brother type of thing, like you wanted to do everything that he did. But I mean, for what we saw, we never really saw him ever worship the guy. We saw him get tormented, and then we saw his eye get cut, and then we saw him being like badass Aemon in the training yard better than everybody else. And Aegon was out just trying to like bang girls, and Aemon was trying to fight everybody. So we didn't see that relationship.
Yeah, but. And then when they talk about the mom, Aemon says, "I always worshipped him, but mother." I think that's what he says, like word for word. Is I always worshipped him, but mother. But mother, what? Like, didn't worship him or ignored him?
I don't know.
Or something.
I don't understand the deep rooted mother shit with him.
That's what I'm saying. Because then what Alice responds with, it felt like this was an important line. She says, the child that grieves her is the one the mother loves best.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, because I don't feel like Aemon ever grieved her. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. And then Aemon says to Alice, "Who are you?" And she says, "One who has been grieved." So what the fuck does that mean? The child that grieves her is the one the mother loves best. One who has been grieved. That tells me nothing except for Alice is maybe a mother to somebody.
Allison maybe loved Aemon more. I don't know. I don't know, because we never really saw Allison fathering, or I'm sorry, mothering other than like when Aegon did his thing with, sexually assaulting the girls and like she's like, yo, tighten this shit up. And then Aemon with his eye, like trying to protect him after he got his eye cut. Like, I don't know.
I feel like we saw signs when she was a horrible mother to Aegon when he became king. Like, there was a time when she, like, he's like in her room crying after like his first council when no one was listening to him or something like that. Maybe it was right after Blood and Cheese when his son had recently died, and like he's literally in his room like sobbing, and she like goes up to him and just like looks like she's gonna talk to him and just like walks by. It's like, okay, but that's like to Aegon. Like, I don't know.
I think it's both brothers thinking that the other brother had it so much better when they both were getting like the short end of the stick when it comes to parentage. I guess like attention from their parents. Like Aemon thought Aegon was getting X, Y, and Z because he was the prince and the firstborn. And then Aegon's like, well, Aemon was just so much better than me at this. He was a champion. Yeah, like, you're both wrong. You guys are both at the same kind of level playing field. It just happens that you were the oldest.
Yeah. I don't know. Just this scene just didn't make sense to me. It just sucks because like it's like if we didn't see them as children, it would like, okay, we can use our imaginations, but like, no, we saw you guys as children. Like, that was season 1. Like, we had a lot of episodes of that. It just doesn't seem to be how you acted. And I know this isn't how TV shows work, but I feel like if they would have written the script for like all the seasons of this show before they put any of it out, they could have done some really cool stuff there. Whereas in season 1, they could have had like some scenes where you're obviously making Aegon jealous and Aemon jealous of each other for different reasons, and then this would hit harder. I feel like it's more like a retcon at this point.
We never saw. We didn't see the jealousy other than Aemon not having a dragon early on. That's the only jealousy we didn't see.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we get Aegon and Larys.
But in this next scene, I do like better.
I like it better because Larys kicks him at the knees of like, dude, you fucking suck, actually. You're the worst king, maybe. Like, you haven't done shit. Which, like, am I hoping for like an Aegon redemption arc of being a king? I don't know, but like, I feel like you can kind of see a fire. I don't even know then, too, because like, once he does get told you were shit, his first instinct is like, all right, fuck it, let's go east. Like, get the ship. So like, I don't think he's that motivated to keep.
I don't think he's motivated. He's just he's kind of stopping. He's done resisting. It's kind of what it seems like. Yeah. But yeah, I do like this whole like thing where Aegon basically just for no reason confesses everything. He's like, I'm just jealous. He's like, I just want to go kill Aemon because I'm jealous of him. Like, he's always been better than me, but he always had more opportunity than me.
And that's just not true. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah. And when he said that, it pissed me off. And I was like, oh my God, the show, like the writing is so bad sometimes. And then when Larry's like calls him on it and he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you were the king. Like, you literally had a silver spoon in your ear, in your mouth, and up both nostrils, up your butthole. Like, you had everything you could have wanted. Like, you wasted it.
Yeah. You're the worst. You could have just been chilling.
Yeah. This was a great line. You were a terrible king, but worse, you are a terrible man.
Yeah. Held no punches.
And I love this line. It's just one of the things where the whole time when Larry says that, I'm like, why are you here, Larry's?
Why are you helping this person?
It's like, if this is what, it's like, if this why is what you really think, why are you here?
You put all your bags in the person that you think is a terrible person.
Well, that's what the thing is. Like, it seems like not all, right? Larry's left is the one that left Otto for Daemon. Like, why not just hang out and be like, hey, here's Otto. Can I be on your side now? That guy was a terrible fucking king. Like, I don't know. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I like that. That scene was a good scene. Larry's actor killed in that one. I think next scene's a good one too. It's Rhaenyra in the Sept.
The coolest part about this is that they just had the whole conversation in High Valyrian, right?
Yeah, in High Valyrian. I also think it's just hilarious. Rhaenyra's sitting there praying, and the first thing like you hear is just Daemon laughing. He's like, "You are here." He's like, "Holy shit, you're fucking praying."
What the fuck are you doing here? You have a dragon. The best part is Damon's just like, you have a dragon. Stop doing what you're doing.
Well, he kind of hints at it at one point in the conversation, but he said it earlier more plainly. Like, we're gods. He's like, who are you talking to? Like, talk to me if you want to talk to a god. It's like, you can tell it's like kind of his mentality here. It's like, dude, he's kind of full of himself. But
I didn't really get anything out of it.
Damon's not happy about the gold cloaks.
Yeah. But Rhaenyra's like, look, we have learned nothing since taking over here. We have no allies. The little people, the big people, everyone's kind of against us, and we've done nothing. You've done nothing too. Daemon, like, figured the fuck out. Yeah.
She's like, why is this so hard? We still have Aegon alive. Aemon's alive. Tumbleton's taken. We have no gold. Like, why is this so hard? And he's like, did you think? She's like, because part of what she's saying is like, if the gods willed me, like if I'm the one chosen by the gods, like Viserys named me, why is this so hard? Like, if the gods want me to
Yeah.
be queen, why am I not just queen and everything's great? And he's like, did you think this was going to be easy? Like, that's not how this works. And she basically says, like, I can tell something bad's coming. And he says, that's just imagined omens. And then basically she's like, you're Damon. And people like, why can't you find Aegon?
Yeah.
And, like, she kind of calls him out, like we were saying before. Like, if you're the one that's always like, you're Damon, everyone talks about you. You're the rogue prince. You're the Prince of Flea Bottom. Like,
do it now. Do it now that we're here.
Yeah, talk the talk. Like, let's see it. It's kind of what she says at the end. Yeah, and then he walks off.
Yeah, but he always yells something in the background. Something.
I forget what he yelled. Yeah,
I forget what he yells to. I don't think it mattered. Pay the gold cloaks or something like that.
Yeah.
Cole then struggles through the brush, and they changed paths to go back to the road. I guess I don't know.
Doesn't matter. Map doesn't make sense.
We end up back with Larys and Aegon, and we find a Lannister. I think it was Thailand is the name I'm going with.
Thailand. Yep, the one that fell off the boat.
Who got kicked off from the pirates. Yep. Interesting turn of events that he's alive and here.
Yep. Pretty much he just shows up at the end of that scene, though, and then we got back to Alicent and Helena. They're trying to escape, get found out immediately.
Couldn't have been faster.
Then it's Alicent talking to the White Worm. She finds out Helena's pregnant. Helena's like, I need to get outside. I need to see the moon.
That was weird.
Awesome.
Yeah,
love it.
I need to see the moon now too. What the fuck's going on with that moon?
Exactly. And Allison's like, we're not allowed outside right now. You just look out the window.
The whole time. Yeah. Look out the window.
And Allison is like, basically she's trying to, I don't know, this is one that fell flat for me too. She's trying to convince the White Worm not to tell Rhaenyra. It's like, you don't have to tell her this.
I don't know if it's not going to work though.
She didn't flat out, I don't think she ever flat out said it, but like the argument's like, this is going to lead to the death of a baby, right?
Yeah. Kind of. Or it's like, hey, what I kind of took was like, you don't know who's going to win this thing. Like, help me now, and maybe Daeron and Ormond will save you later, right? I have this one piece.
Yeah.
If I'm still alive, I can at least say that you helped me this one time.
Gotcha. You're saying it's more of her extending an olive branch. I thought it was more of her trying to play on the fact that Mysaria seems to want like the best for like the actual innocent, the small folk, women, children, stuff like that, and she was going off the, hey, Rhaenyra's hands are kind of tied. She has to kill this baby. The only way you can save this baby is if you don't tell her. Almost Ned Stark dilemma type thing. But yeah, maybe not. And again, we don't get the definitive answer on that. White Worm kind of like, raise her eyebrows, and then that's the end of the scene. Right?
Yeah. You would never expect to learn that.
Yeah.
And then
Helena has a caterpillar.
The caterpillar. I did see. That's the first time I actually noticed the caterpillar. So I didn't see it the first time with the leaves, but I saw it that time. Which obviously, if Helena does something, I'm paying attention to said thing.
Caterpillar butterflies. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Joffrey's in bed with Rhaenyra, and that's all we see, right?
Yeah, she just looks in on them. They're in bed together, but yeah.
Then Cole is on a dragonfoot, pretty cold, like walking through at some point, assuming it's Vhagar, or at least, I don't know how big. It's Bigfoot. Don't know if it's big enough for Vhagar, but big ass foot.
Yeah, and they're like walking through a swamp with a bunch of dead bodies in it, and Gwaine just had enough. You can tell he's like, I'm done with this shit.
And then it's raining, and then it's marshy, and then they got leashes, right? Like it was rough for sure.
Yeah.
Then we get the people climbing Harrenhal scene. You hit on this earlier. I don't know why they had to climb. You get Aemon fighting. He did some badass like 4-on-1. Still a little bit weak, but getting back into fighting form.
Yeah, the thing that I got here, because there's not much else in this scene, the only thing I took was like he just killed 4 guys in front of a weirwood in like blood and weirwood.
Yeah, and stabbed one with a weirwood root, I think.
Oh, I missed that.
I think one was pushed through like a weirwood root.
Oh,
I think so.
Gotcha.
The last guy, cool. I think, was pushed through the root. Yeah.
Yeah, because the blood sacrifice in weirwood. I was just thinking that's that. Yeah. I was thinking the only reason they had those guys climb up there was so that they could have Aemon kill him in front of the weirwood tree. But,
yeah. They probably had a cool ass set that they wanted to use, right? So
yeah.
Then we're at Rook's Rest.
Tylan and Larry's.
Yeah.
Where we're taking him. Larry's wants to take him to Bravos, I think, and Tylan wants to take him to Lannisport and Castle Rock. I don't really. Yeah, they're arguing about it, and while that's happening, the leader overhears, finds the crown,
sneaks behind. Dude, he's the worst play ever. Finding the crown and then just like whispering into Aegon's ear, like you couldn't have brought a knife to the knife fight. Like,
yeah,
the dude who you just expected. It was the easiest kill ever. Like,
yeah, and because of that, it felt kind of dumb. Yeah,
yeah. Like, come on, bro.
So
have at least a little bit of it. But all right, Aegon killed. We get some more fight from Aegon, but like, yeah, that dude just like not being ready at all was lame as fuck.
Yeah.
Gold Cloaks and Daemon.
Daemon gives a speech.
Yeah, we've seen this already.
Yeah.
And then they get someone, right? Somebody was found at the river something. I couldn't really
River Road, yeah. But this is the guy who had to get the coin from later. The Daemon's pulling his eyes out.
Yeah. Cole gets to the river's burned, which is what they did to them. Again, like, how many bridges can they burn until they can't get over there without rebuilding one? But
yeah,
Daemon tortures the guy, find out that it was the king's work from Daron and Ormond, really. So we're putting pieces together.
Yep.
We get Kristen Cole licking his wounds and just like wants to die, basically. It's like, fuck it, like, I've been doing X, Y, and Z for both sides of this. I just want to go out a warrior, which that's what I'm gonna do here, which Gwaine has no interest in at all. Gwaine's actually crying, which, like, why is Gwaine crying? Because he knows he's on like the trail to his death, or like he really cares about what this guy's saying.
Well, the one thing that I thought was funny is I think it was earlier than this, Gwaine offers Cole, say, hey, you can come be a knight at Hightower when all this is said and done. You can come serve our family.
Yeah.
Remember that?
I do remember that. But then it's like, fuck it, I'm not doing that either.
He's in the Kingsguard. This isn't Dunk, who just became a knight.
Yeah.
He's in the Kingsguard. Like, the only way he's going to be knight at Hightower is if Rhaenyra wins, somehow she doesn't kill Cole and says, okay, you can live, but you're not in the Kingsguard anymore, which, like, there isn't a precedent for. Like, Barristan is the first person I think we know of who's been released living from the Kingsguard. So, like, I don't think there's a precedent for that. So, like, first off, that just made no sense. And again, most people probably don't notice it, but it took me out of it when he said that. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Like, yeah, how is he leaving his post to just join you?
I get why they did it, because here Cole basically goes on this whole speech. And I don't know, I like this right now because the Odyssey just came out, that new Christopher Nolan movie. So I've been...
Yeah, didn't see it, don't know anything about it.
I reread the Odyssey recently, and I was refreshing up on the Iliad. You know what the Iliad is? The Trojan War.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be a spoiler for the Odyssey because this is the book before that. The Trojan War, the big theme of that is Achilles, who's like the main hero of that story. He's like the main character, kind of. He was given a prophecy that if you go, this is what I love in books, like in fiction. If some of these people were real, right? Obviously, there's gods in these books, so it's not 100% truth, like historical book. But they told Achilles, if you go to Troy, you'll die young, but you'll make such a name for yourself that people will remember you for forever.
Yeah, which is what he cares about.
Right. Troy was a real city. It existed. If this would happen, here we are 3,000 years later, and we actually know Achilles' name. Me and you, two guys, 3,000 years later, everyone does, right? Like, you Achilles' heel. But the prophecy was, but if you stay home, you'll have a long and lovely life, and you'll raise children, but no one will ever remember you, like, after you die.
No one will know your name. Your favorite line.
And they have that line in the original Troy movie. I think that's kind of what that's referencing to. In Troy. No one will remember your name. Yeah, because that's what all Achilles cares about is the memory. So I feel like Cole is kind of there right now, right? He's like, I'm dead. This is a suicide mission. I knew I was dead the day I left King's Landing. He's like, all I care about at this point is like, I'm gonna die a warrior's battle on the field. They're gonna sing songs about me,
and Allison will hear it.
Yeah,
Allison will hear said song. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Cool. I guess this got cut from the Odyssey movie, so this is kind of not really a spoiler for the movie, but a cool thing in the Odyssey, when Odysseus is on his way back, he actually meets Achilles in the underworld. He has to go to the underworld to get some information at one point. He meets Achilles, and Achilles in the Odyssey, which is a sequel, takes place way later.
You're spending too much time on this.
Achilles tells Odysseus, I'd rather live as like the servant of the poorest man on earth rather than the king in the underworld. So it almost seems like Achilles actually regrets his choice in hindsight. So that's just kind of interesting to throw in there.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. All right. I'll take it then. Not a waste. So Cole's going to regret this fight.
Yeah. Cole's just going out swinging, wants the songs.
Yeah. Cole wants the songs, wants Allison to hear him. Then we get Rhaenyra and Alan talking about rebuilding the ships. Daemon gets the coin. That's all he says. Again, that's like the worst part about Daemon is he gives her like this coin. Like, oh shit, now we got Daron in the mix. We should have burned him. Like, that's all he says. We should have burned him when he had a chance. Well, give me some more fucking counsel than that. Like, is that all you're good for? Is just like to give me a backhanded fucking comment every now and again?
Yeah. That doesn't help us at this point. So yeah.
And then we get the last scene, which is kind of a mashup of a couple different things, which I enjoyed this flow. They've done this a couple times, whether it's Game of Thrones or this, or we're here, we're there, what's going on? There's people talking in the background, but Cole's basically trying to give the hype up speech to the Flandering troops, whatever. Like Gwain's literally taking his sword and going home, taking his ball and going home during it. So like, who knows how well this speech is going to work. We get Allison and Helena finding the trapdoor, which is dope.
Cool.
And they take it, right? They also lock themselves out of it. I don't think you needed the lock. I guess if you leave it open, you know which way you took. But to do that without knowing, without doing any scouting ahead of, not very smart.
Yeah. You just follow you put your left hand on the wall and just don't take it off, right? And you'll find your way out eventually, right? That's how you can solve any maze, is just follow one wall.
Yeah, unless you're. I think what they're trying to say is that like they could just be trapped down here forever, which we know the maze is kind of crazy and can be very. Like, are they just going to die of starvation out here? I'm not expecting them to die. I'm expecting them to be completely found by somebody. I don't know. Who knows? But whatever. Yeah. They're going to get their way out. A cat's going to lead them to wherever Arya found Varys. Right? They're going to see something in the cellar. Yeah. We're going to end up in that same cellar, right?
Sure. So there's a scene of a few things, right? It's them escaping, but also Daemon going to see the gold cloaks, and that place is empty, and there's like body drag trails.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared for them to be dead. I thought they had just like at first I was like, oh fuck, the gold cloaks just abandoned. Like they were like, fuck this, we're going home.
Yeah.
And interesting, like Last Supper. I was not prepared for the Last Supper.
I don't think this was in the books at all. So this was a surprise to me.
Okay.
And what did it say? Feast for traitors.
Feast for traitors. Yeah, we're getting a lot of feast. Feast for rats. Feast for traitors. What's the next one gonna be?
I see what Ryan Condal's doing, but it just works. Like I don't care. Like I feel like he knows some of these episodes are boring, but he can just sprinkle in enough fan service that it makes me like it anyway. And he does it. Like the Feast for Traitors, it's not even that close to Feast for Crows. And I'm like, I'll take it.
It was boring because like nothing's really happened, but like, again, it's kind of building, and like nothing really did happen this episode, right? Nothing really at all. We saw Aemond.
Yeah, nothing happened.
We met Tywin Lannister. Joffrey's in town. Daeron has a coin. Right, those are like the big points of it.
Alicent and Helena was a tea thing that amounted to nothing. You could cut all that out and nothing changes, except for the White Worm and Alicent might have a plan scheme now. So
I think the biggest thing is that like King's Landing, Flea Bottom is, Rhaenyra is not having an easy way of this thing, and it doesn't sound like it's getting any better anytime soon. So
I mean, not if you're just praying for it, like do something about it, like. That's what she said. Like, why is it not just working? It's like, you're the queen. You got to make it work now. Yeah. So.
If she hops on Cyrax and starts doing some cool shit, I'll be excited. I need her to go to Tumbleton and just start, like, I don't know, doing something with Cyrax.
Yeah. But yeah, I like it anyway. Like, not bad. I don't think very much plot stuff happened, but there was, like I said, enough fan service that good enough for me. I'll take more of this. So
to your point, when you can hit next episode and keep watching, I think it would serve it, right? Like, all right, let me go on if you don't have to wait, but we have to wait, so it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly. When you gotta wait week to week, sometimes it feels like nothing happens. If you could binge the whole 8 episodes, this is fine. So, yeah. All right. Well, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yeah, episode 6, baby. Let's get it.
Yep. See you guys in that one. Bye-bye.
Bye.